trash king. Well, count me what you will, I ain't upscale, I know what you really mean. That's just life, now let's strive when you're the trailer trash king. I know what you really mean. That's just life, now let's strive when you're the trailer trash king.
Wow. I'm looking at my lineup this week, and we've got the end of one particular block of trailers, but we have the inception of something brand new. So with that said, we're going to launch into what ultimately ends up being the last of my Godzilla trailers. We're going to start with Godzilla vs. Boyante from 1989, kicking into Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from 1991, and then, well, what the hell, let's go out with a bang. Godzilla vs. Mothra from 1992. The reason I say that, there's 4 different versions of this particular trailer that we're going to see. So with that said, kick back, grab a cold one, and we'll be right back.
勝った方が人類最大の敵になる。勝った方が人類最大の敵になる。
12月14日決戦。劇場入場者全員に漏れなくゴジラ怪獣軍団プレゼント。90年 VS ビオランテ。92年 VS キングギドラ。そして93年モスラ登場。無敵のゴジラを果たして倒せるのか。ゴジラ対モスラ。93年正月。流れ着いた巨大な卵、それはモスラ誕生。無敵のゴジラに驚異の三段変化で挑むモスラ。果たしてゴジラを倒せるのか。ゴジラ対モスラ。無敵のゴジラに三段変身で挑むモスラ。
大変です。バトラーが目を覚まします。大変です。
地球 SOS、 人類の未来をかけた戦いが始まる。ゴジラ対モスラ、12月激突。12月決戦。ビッグニュース。今劇場で前売り券を買ってくれたみんなに漏れなくパーツで合体リアルゴジラクリスタルバージョンプレゼント。
Okay, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Ghidorah scared the crap out of me. Even in its earliest inception, it was just a scary effing monster. And in a way, it still works. Godzilla vs. Mothra, on the other hand, 1992. If you think back to the original Mothra from 1962, where Mothra was nothing more than just this slug for roughly a little over half the movie, you look at Mothra and how peaceful it is, and how beautiful it is, and how fluffy cute it is, you wonder how the hell this thing could destroy the world and why it would destroy the world. Watch the movie and find out. Yeah, with that said, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to come back with, well, as I've said time and again, my favorite slapstick celluloid artist of the time, one Jerry Lewis. Stay tuned.
Comedy Spanky McFarlane. Watch Spanky ride the one and only Speedo bike, the perfect bike for the... Here's good news. Now is your chance to own one of these Speedo bikes absolutely free. Through the courtesy of this theater and the sponsor of the program, several Speedo bikes will be given away to the boys and girls who attend this theater. It's all very simple, nothing much to do or get. Have your parents and friends help you be a winner of one of these swell Speedo bikes. Watch for the dates when Speedo bikes will be given away and see the display in the theater lobby for further details. Who will be the lucky winners?
To take jobs on the edges of show business.
This is the first car I ever owned. I call her Cynthia. She's going to have the best care a car ever had. Put Royal Triton in Cynthia's little tummy.
Right, lady.
Cynthia will just love that Royal Triton.
Oh, Margaret, they really go for it.
Well, I'll just try it. I'll just whip up some Carnation Instant. Think of that. A fluffy mustard sauce made with Carnation Instant.
Oh, you can depend on those contented cows.
Yes, indeed. The Carnation folks really have a new idea. Fluffy mustard sauce. New, light texture, wonderful flavor, yet delicate. These new fluffy sauces are so easy to prepare because you can really whip Carnation Instant. Discover Carnation Instant non-fat dry milk, the only Magic Crystals Instant. It's so easy to whip Carnation Instant, just follow the simple directions on the box. Carnation Magic Crystals whip so beautifully with a delicate, light texture. And whipped Carnation has 2/3 less calories than expensive whipping cream. Carnation Instant is so economical. Get your free recipe at your grocer's or in leading magazines for really fluffy sauces made with whipped Carnation Instant.
You haven't tasted meat until you tried it with mustard sauce, made with Carnation Instant.
You will find in any whipped cream recipe, you get new lightness and far less calories when you use Carnation.
Save all 4 ways with Carnation Instant. For drinking, cooking, baking, and whipping.
Okay. 2 out of the 3 films in this week's Jerry Lewis block are masterpieces. The other one is just there. We're going to start with something called It's Only Money from 1962, and I'm not even going to elaborate on this. Take it for what it is. Nutty Professor from 1963. Very interesting the way the trailer was presented, and I'll talk about that more in detail when we come back. And followed by one of my favorite Jerry Lewis films of all time, that called The Patsy from 1964. So let's check these out, and I'll be right back with my 2 cents.
Help me.
Help you what?
I'm desperate. And I'm so defenseless.
I'm not a private investigator. You want Pete Flint.
You're not Pete Flint?
No, but I could fix your TV set.
Sex maniac.
It's the laugh explosion of the year, with Jerry trying to make like Sam Spade and Mike Hammer.
Get away from me, will you? It's only wounded, Mr. Flint.
See Jerry at his screaming best, fumbling, bumbling, and stumbling on a wild adventure that starts with a fishy escapade on a Malibu pier. and takes off on a stormy night with dead bodies at his feet and beautiful blondes in his arms.
What happened to the lips? You started off a good thing.
You have a message for me, deliver it and get out of here.
You know a fella could fall off here and break his neck? Oh, help, help! Help, he's pushing! I gotta get out of it before it bites me.
Just about ready, Jennifer. You might be ready, Julius. But if I were you, I'd think about it.
We don't care if you blab about the beginning of this picture, nor do we care if you give away the ending, but we do care if you reveal the middle. In fact, Jerry Lewis urges you to see this picture from the beginning on penalty of losing your popcorn privileges. One thing we will tell you is that Jerry plays the part of an eccentric chemistry professor who invents the greatest new drink since Dracula discovered the Bloody Mary. One sip and he turns into... Ah, that would be telling. And even those who know aren't telling. Professor? Professor! Professor! Keep the mind on the chemistry.
It's always a heavy. They're hard to write. Oh, good shot.
Jerry Lewis as the lovable, gullible innocent, who becomes the mark for 6 wily characters in search of their bread and butter.
Stanley, my boy.
Yeah.
How would you like to make $150 each and every week? All right. All right. 175, but that's it.
I just got to tell you this. I'm not doing nothing illegal.
Stanley, do we look dishonest?
Jerry Lewis, a bouncy bellboy who falls for their baloney and their blarney.
goes into training to make like a star. This is you.
What do you expect, another fella?
They try to make him look like a star. Romance like a star. Tap dance like a star. Make personal appearances like a star. And yet, one day, he has to face the moment of truth and find out he's only a patsy, but the funniest, most lovable patsy you ever did see.
So, okay, the Nutty Professor from 1963, still classic after all these years, even went so far as to become a remake by Eddie Murphy. Interesting film. Kind of a reverse Jekyll and Hyde, more or less, for lack of a better term, and I'll leave it at that. The Patsy from 1964, this was the Hollywood self-parody that I was talking about. Goes through Hollywood studios, and you see all these sight gags, and you see all these cameo appearances, and the film is just genius all the way around. That's all I can say. So with that said, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with a new segment of Trailer Trash. Well, you'll see it when we get back.
Hey, kids, how do you like my quick shooter hat? I know you'll like this, too. It's Nestle's Quick, greatest tasting, fastest drinking chocolatey milk. Aim for Nestle's Quick.
Say, why don't you sing us a song while I go fix the Quick?
All righty. Let's have some more Quick. Nestle's Quick, the world's finest chocolate drink. It's good for you, delicious too. Make it as quick as a wink. Let's make some more Quick, drink some more Quick, enjoy some more Nestle's Quick. Thank you, Dale.
Say, Quick's even better for you now because Nestle's have added vitamin C, vitamin D, and iron.
Yes, it's great to know that the chocolate drink that tastes best is really good for you, too. Partners, Quick's my favorite. How about joining me right now? Let's make some more Quick, drink some more Quick, enjoy some more Nestle's Quick.
Bo, we got it.
You got what?
We found a way to put Simonized car wax and Simonized car cleaner all in one push-button can.
And just how does it work, Professor Nitwit?
Come on, we'll show you.
Come on, we'll show you. Come on,
Now look, it squirts on. You push the button. See?
And then what?
You spread it around and let it dry.
And it's really Simonized, is it?
Watch this.
Sure, it's Simonized. Look at that shine.
We'll be famous. We'll make a fortune. We'll call it Instant Simonized.
Instant Simonized, you lame brains. You can already buy Instant Simonized everywhere.
Instant Simonized? They thought of it, too?
Simonized thinks of everything. Try Instant Simonized, another easy new way to brighten your day. From Simonized Company.
Okay, those of you that know me, Scotty J, you know that I'm one to push the envelope. You know that I'm one that rocks the boat. One that thrives on boat rocking, as it were. So with that said, this next block, it's not a block of trailers. It's a block of animated shorts. Okay, back in our day, they were called cartoons. I'm going to launch into something called non-PC cartoons. And I'm going to get on my soapbox here briefly. You know, everybody's so hung up on being politically correct. You know, just get over yourselves. All it takes is common sense to know the difference between right and wrong. What's going to hurt somebody's feelings, you know, don't say it. But this is what was presented in the late 30s, early 40s, sometimes early 50s, 60s. But I got a pair of them this week. One called The Emerald Isle. And then we're going to, it's kind of a more or less an animated travel film when you take a look at it. And we're going to end this block with something called Jingle Jangle Jungle. And yeah, you're going to see some funny visuals. They're still cartoons, bottom line. And they were meant as entertainment. If you don't like them, you didn't have to watch them. But there are so many people that got up in arms over this stuff. They just need to get over themselves and come up with something different or do something different. So with that said, we're going to kick into these. And I'll be back with the all-time favorite segment of Trailer Trash TV, that being the Classroom Classic. Stay tuned.
Start the day with a song and sing the whole day through. Even while you're busy working, do just like the birdies do. So the day may be long, you never will go wrong. Off key, on key, any old key, just start the day with a song.
Come with me to Ireland. That Shamrock Isle, set like a sparkling jewel in a shimmering sea. 'Tis here that the air is filled with the music of countless waves playing on her rocky shore. Here, too, the lovely lakes at Killarney lie crystal clear in the sunshine, like huge mirrors reflecting the beauties of the countryside. And over all the land, from Kerry to Kildare, drifts the sweet sound of her singing brooks. The main occupation in Ireland is farming, and the good country folk work all the year round, cultivating their beloved national dish, corn, beef, and cabbage. Another well-known farm product is the Irish potato, easily recognized by its smiling Irish eyes. Erin's quaint seacoast towns are among her most picturesque sights. Here before us, we see the city of Cork. And here, leading to another city, is a highway celebrated in song and story, the rocky road to Dublin. One quaint sight found in every Irish town is the open marketplace, where villagers gather to sell their poultry, meat, and... Here now, what kind of a steak might this be?
Faith and be jabbers, ain't you never heard of the Irish sweepstakes?
The Irish are great lovers of music, and 'tis said that even the hidden creatures of the woodlands hurry out to listen when an Irish band strikes up a native tune.
on now, me jabbers. Join in with us and sing that good old Irish song, McNamara's Band. Just follow the bouncing shamrock.
Oh, my name is McNamara, and I'm the leader of the band. Although we're few in numbers, we're the finest in the land. We play at wakes and weddings and at every fancy ball. And when we play to funerals, we play the march from Saul. Oh, the drums go bang and the cymbals clang and the horns they blaze away. McCarthy pumps the old bassoon while I the pipes we play. And Tennessee, Tennessee, toodles the flute and the music is something grand. A credit to old Ireland is McNamara's band. Right now we are rehearsing for a very swell affair. It's the annual celebration, all the gentry will be there. When General Grant to Ireland came, he took me by the hand. Says he, I never saw the likes of McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go bang and the cymbals clang and the horns they blaze away. McCarthy pumps the old bassoon while I the wax to play. And Tennessee, Tennessee, toodles the flute and the music is something grand. A credit to old Ireland is McNamara's band. Oh, my name is Uncle Julius, and from Sweden I did come to play with McNamara's band and beat the big bass drum. And when I march along the street, the ladies think I'm grand. They shout, "There's Uncle Julius playing with an Irish band." Oh, I wear a bunch of shamrocks and a uniform of green, and I'm the funniest looking Swede that you have ever seen. There is O'Briens and Ryans and Sheehan's and Means that come from Ireland, but by Yemeni I'm the only Swede in McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go bang and the cymbals clang and the horns they blaze away. McCarthy pumps the old bassoon while I the pipes to play. And Tennessee, Tennessee, toodles the flute and the music is something grand. A credit to old Ireland is McNamara's band.
Start the day with a song and sing the whole day through. Even while you're busy working, do just like the birdies do. Though the day may be long, you never will go wrong. Off key, on key, any old key, just start the day with a song.
Africa, ancient and mysterious, was once known as the Dark Continent. In Africa is the Sahara, greatest desert in the world, where the sun's ever-persistent rays barely toast the endless reaches of sand. The ambitious traveler who attempts to conquer this vast expanse of barren sands finds no protection from the penetrating rays of its burning sun. Breaking the monotony of the desert is the oasis, where the weary traveler can stop for a cool drink and a quiet rest.
Hurry, hurry,
A 2 cent flame. Flowing for about 3,000 miles, the second largest river on the continent is the Congo. A landmark at the southernmost tip of Africa is the Cape of Good Hope. The Kimberley Diamond Fields in South Africa are the largest in the world.
Only 2 carats. Phooey.
The hunter faces many hardships on his safari through the dense underbrush of the jungle. Oftentimes, crocodile-infested rivers must be crossed to reach the animal country or hunter's paradise. Once deep in the interior, in his quest for big game, the hunter must constantly be on the alert for cannibals.
Come and get it!
There are also peaceful tribes in the jungle, such as the well-known Ubangis. The natives here communicate with each other across the impenetrable jungle, cleverly sending messages by rhythmically beating tom-toms.
What is he?
Bird life is wonderfully represented in the equatorial jungle. Here we find the brilliantly colored egrets, parrots, sunbirds, kingfishers, and lovebirds. The ostrich is one of the largest and yet most timid of all birds. The piano in our living room originates in the animal country of Africa, where the elephant is hunted for his highly prized ivories. The mighty lion is recognized as the king of the jungle.
Here you are, a chance of a lifetime. Just sign on the dotted line.
I don't want to leave the jungle, and this is the reason why. Just follow the bouncing ball and all sing along.
Bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo, no, 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 no. Bingo, bango, bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go. No one, no bright lights, false teeth, doorbells, landlords, I make it clear that no matter how they coax me, I'll stay right here.
All right, now let's hear it again with everybody singing.
Bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo, no, 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 no. Bingo, bango, bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go. No one, no tent house, bathtub, streetcars, taxis, noise in my ears. So no matter how they coax me, I'll stay right here. Bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo, no, 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 no. Bingo, bango, bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go. Don't want no bright lights, false teeth, doorbells, landlords, I make it clear that no matter how they coax me, I'll stay right here. There are things like the atom bomb, so I think I'll stay where I am. Civilization, I'll stay right here.
Students, here I have a drawing of an out-of-proportion woman. How am I going to get her back in proportion? Well, it's simple. I have an eraser, and I have some chalk. I can get down here and remold her thighs just like magic. See, I can take all of that off, And maybe her waistline is a little too thick. I can do that, and I can shape her waistline in here. The lower leg is not very good. I can just take this and I can remold it. See how that works? It's simple. Now, you can't do this with your body. You can't take an eraser and a piece of chalk and remold that body of yours. But I have the next best thing. You know what? My glamour stretcher students that will help to remold and remodel that body of yours, because it gives you the necessary exercise that you need. You know, other than our little get-together, because many of you students, you have certain little spots that need reproportioning, remolding. Well, the glamour stretcher is going to help you. Now, what makes the glamour stretcher more effective, students? I have this Jack LaLanne Glamour Stretcher Time long play, high fidelity, unbreakable record. On one side of this record, students, is all the instructions showing you how to use the glamour stretcher. I'm instructing you, I'm counting for you. It's just like this. Look, I take the glamour stretcher spoon and I want to do something for my posture. I'm doing like this, see? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and rest. Dave Bacall's playing his wonderful stirring music. I'm guiding you, and you have your glamour stretcher on the record. It's just like having me in your home any time that you want me. It's sensational. Now, I'm going to show you how you can get this long play record, how you can get the instruction chart and the glamour stretcher, all of this for half price. And I'm going to show you right now, so I hope you have a pencil and paper handy. Right over here, students, is what you're going to get. You're going to get the glamour stretcher time record, one glamour stretcher, and the charts. Now, here's what you ask for when you call in or send in. Just say you want special number 12, this $10 value, only $5. $10 value, only $5. Say you want special number 12. Here's the number to call for COD orders.
Okay, so we're about to launch into what's become the mecca of Trailer Trash TV, the most widely watched, the most favorite, the most watched segment of the program in recent history. That being the Classroom Classic, and this week is no exception. Think back to when you first got out of 5th, 6th grade, and you were oh so scared because you couldn't stay in the same room anymore, and you were forced to change schools, something called junior high. You weren't the kid anymore. You were starting that, God forbid, little stage called adolescence. This is something that may give you flashbacks, something called your junior high days. So with that said, I'm going to sign off for this time. sjtrailertrash@yahoo.com is the email. Let me know what you think. www.trailertrashtv.150m.com is the website. Lots of stuff on there. Check it out. That's the official website of Trailer Trash TV. So with that said, I've been your host, Scotty J, and we'll see you next time around. Cut.
It's a big step, or rather a lot of different steps you take when you make the changeover from elementary school to junior high. So much is different here in this new school that many young people need help in getting off to a good start. In the next few minutes, we're going to turn a lens on this institution called junior high to see which steps can help you get off to a good start. The first thing anyone notices on the first day at junior high is people. Lots and lots of people. Getting used to the fact that you are one among many, and what that will mean to you, is a part of making a good start. And what does this much larger group mean to you? It means, happily, that you will have many more opportunities to make friends than you had in the elementary school. It also means that you will be included in something big, a school with its own traditions, its own teams, its exciting long-time rivalries with other schools for academic as well as athletic superiority. You'll probably have your own cheerleaders wearing your school colors. And maybe you'll even wear those colors yourself as you share in the fun of singing your school song or urging on the team with your school cheers.
But being a part of a much larger group also means that the competition will be tougher. If you've been tops in your class before, it can be a jolt to discover that there are other people who are smarter, or more attractive, or more popular, or more skilled than you are. And if you haven't been particularly outstanding before, it may be discouraging to find out how many more there are ahead of you now than there used to be. But remember, you are still you, with the same abilities you had before. In junior high, there will be more competition for everything: athletics, scholarship, friends, and even for class offices where only one can win. What you have to do in the face of this increased competition is hang on to your self-respect. In some areas, you may never be tops. In others, you may have to work hard to make a good showing. Nevertheless, you are worthy of respect from yourself as well as others, and more so if you face up to your limitations. Another thing you must do when the competition is increased is to become more responsible. It's up to you now to get your assignment straight and not depend on the person beside you. It's up to you to keep track of your gym clothes, your books, and your other possessions. It's up to you to get to class on time, prepared for the test or whatever else the teacher has said the period will be devoted to. Since you have a different teacher for every class, it's up to you to look out more for yourself. Your teachers will not be able to spend as much time with each student as they did in elementary school. When the day is over, there won't be anyone who has been watching over you every hour to remind you that you'd better give some extra time and thought to a certain subject. No, your schoolwork in general and your homework in particular become your responsibility. This is your chance to show that you are growing up and can accept responsibility. Going to junior high may also mean greater freedom than you've ever had before. School is often farther from your home than ever before. There is more time for you to be on your own and more chances to prove you're able to take care of yourself. Within certain limits, the greater freedom of junior high will allow you to choose some of the subjects you will want to study. But a word of caution here. The course and the electives you will choose can have far-reaching effects on your future studies, and even on what kind of work you'll do when you leave school. You can get helpful advice from your school counselor, who is anxious to talk with both you and your parents about a choice of courses and any other problems you may have. And speaking of problems, they're bound to come up. Maybe you have to check out a certain book or magazine from the library, and you've never been taught or don't remember exactly how to go about finding it. Don't feel shy about asking for help. Ask the librarian to show you how to use the library.
I'm supposed to use the magazine index, but I don't know where it is.
Well, Tommy, let me show you where it is.
Maybe you've been given your first big reading assignment, and you discover that you read too slowly to get all your outside reading done. Tell the reading specialist or your teacher. You shouldn't be ashamed if you have a reading problem. You only hurt yourself if you let it go on when there's help available. Maybe your best friend of elementary school days has taken up with a new crowd and you feel left out and lonely. If this is a problem for you, take a look at yourself to see why you're left out. Usually people group together because they have common interests. If they have a common interest in talking about popular singing stars and that's not for you, be yourself. Find out what is best for you. Broaden your interests. Develop a variety of interests, and you will gradually become a part of a new group of friends. You'll find many opportunities to develop new interests here at junior high, maybe on the school paper staff, or in the marching band or the orchestra, or the photography club. These and other extracurricular activities are open to people with common interests. Among people who like the same things you like, you can make new friends. Friends are made, remember. There's no such thing as a magnetic personality which attracts others without effort. But there are people who make the effort to introduce themselves. There are people who make the effort to learn other people's names and use them so that even a quick greeting has a personal ring to it.
Hello, Carolyn. How are you? Hi, Tom. Hi, Nancy. Hello, Mr. Fisher. Hi, girls.
There are people who make the effort to go along with their friends in what they do, what they wear, and the way they talk. And these are the people who usually earn a reputation for having that magnetic personality which is incorrectly thought to be an effortless thing. Of course, nothing smooths the way for a good start like knowing the rules and regulations which apply in this new school. Here's where your handbook comes in. Study the map or the directions for getting to your classrooms. Read the school rules. Isn't it silly to get in trouble over an unexcused absence when the rules plainly tell what is expected of you? Why run the risk of being caught without a hall pass when the rules show you how to get permission to be in the hallways during classes? How are you going to know cafeteria rules, whether to bring your lunch or buy it, unless you've read the handbook, or listened to the teacher when she was telling you, or asked someone? The point is, make sure you know what the rules are. Finding out the rules and following them is just common sense. So is setting up goals for yourself. At this stage in your development, setting up goals means planning for your junior high years a well-balanced program of study, work, and play, no matter what job you do after high school. You will need to know how to work and get along with others. You will need to believe in yourself and what you can do. You will need to be an intelligent citizen. In selecting subjects in junior high, you should consider your talents, interests, and abilities. Those subjects which give you the most satisfaction may prove to be a lifelong hobby. Or more important, they may become the basis of a vocation. In any case, making the most of an opportunity you have now will serve you well. Make the most of junior high. This is a goal for you. Make the most of your chances to work with others in a group. Make the most of your opportunities to acquire information and self-discipline through study and homework. Make the most of your chances to have a good time with all kinds of people. And by all means, make the most of that source of information and sympathetic understanding, the teacher. Teachers like you, or they wouldn't be teaching. They will help and encourage you if you give them a chance, and if you show them that you are willing to try. In focusing on this institution called junior high, we have called attention to only one area which is spelled out in your handbook, the rules and regulations. Learning them is one step in getting off to a good start. Another step is to prepare yourself for increased competition, both by learning to live with the idea that others can be better than you are in some things, and by making yourself as good as you can possibly be. You can do this by becoming more responsible and realistic about yourself. Learn to see your own weaknesses and do what you can to correct them. Another big step in getting off to a good start is making as many friends as possible, and that means making friends with your classmates and making friends with your teachers and the other adults at school, thinking of them as people with families and interests and problems, just like you. However, the most important idea of all is to set for yourself the goal of making the most of every opportunity to work, to study, to have fun. Do just a little bit more than you think you can, and you will be off to a good start.
Sit in my room and watch those cartoons and hope that I ain't seen. That's just life. Now let's strive when you're the trash king. Hey, I'm the trailer trash king and I love Jim Beam and everyone thinks I'm nuts. And then I sit in my room and watch those cartoons